Well, can you see him? Which one's Henry? You never guess. Here. This little squirt here. Now, he was actually in my son's year, the junior school. I knew him before that when he was at a local club. But it was a good team, but by the time Henry started kicking booming kicks down the pitch, drilling out bullet passes, he was in year 9. They'd had 4 attempts at finding a fly half, a playmaker. They won the cup, but look at the size of him, ridiculous. But he wasn't the only one. We've had Will James, he played for Wales. No indication of his ability till he was 16. John Fabian, he hadn't played any rugby or any cricket until year 7. Started at year 7. Jake Libby on the cricket field, he couldn't even hit it off the square. I think it takes all sorts.
I'll tell you something about Henry Slade. Okay, he turned up to training every single session we had. Always played with a smile on his face. Always gave towards the team first rather than to himself. To the extent that it wasn't just the rugby, but it was the squash, the cricket, the basketball. He actively played in all of those team sports, even though he was an England international.
Did Henry stand out from his peers at a young age on the rugby field?
I wouldn't say he particularly stood out because he was in a year of exceptional sportsmen. His rugby team was very, very good. What I do remember him standing out for was his attitude and single-mindedness. But in stature terms, he wasn't particularly large and had to work very hard.
Yeah, Henry had a certain amount of natural talent, but the things he also worked exceptionally hard at what he had to do. He spent hours and hours practicing his passing, his kicking, just worked on his basic all-round skills, harder than probably anybody I've met. And as you see from the rewards he's had, it does pay off. The repetition does pay in the long run.
Very much came up in the latter years in school. He was always a very decent player. With a lot of skills, overlooked by the regional and county setup due to physical stature, an age-old problem in the Northern Hemisphere perhaps. But as he got older, he got very much better, and he took an opportunity when he went into a trial at Southwest level, where he played the game of his life, which really set him on his way.
At what point did things start to come into place for him?
I would say probably in the 6th form was when he started to be noticed. As I said earlier, he was a small lad up until 16 and then started to grow and fill out a bit, and then he was picked up by Devon and Southwest, and then the rest is gone on from there.
Well, just thinking about Henry, the thing is, as I said, we talked about training earlier. I can remember a training session where we came out here and he dropped 2 balls in one session, and for him it was like his world had ended. The thing is, he was bad enough after he dropped the first one. After he dropped the second one, he would just his own individual standards were so high that he never wanted to be anything less than 100%. And you can see the sort of way he plays the game now, whether it be his last-ditch tackle that he's busting to make, or he's hitting rucks, or making decisions. Everything he does is 100%, always has been. And hopefully along with that continue, and he'll get the success that he deserves.
What role, if any, did Plymouth College play in building these qualities?
I think the coaching at Plymouth College has always been very good, starting in year 10, I think, with Scott Williams, and then Red and Mr. Edwards have all instilled in him the right morals and principles and team ethos.
If there's one thing you can say about Henry is that he doesn't lack bravery. He seems to be pretty fearless and come in the face of bigger and more heavy opponents, and that just sums him up really. A great character.
Around school, well, I taught him 6th form in the classroom, very laid back, smiled a lot, always did homework, pretty ordinary. I think he tried quite hard, but pretty ordinary. In the house, he was in Dales, always first to get his tights on for the panto every year, always wearing a tutu, something similar. In fact, I think his brothers are taking after him. But, do you know, just a thoroughly nice man.
Has he changed in any way as a result of his success?
I don't think he has really. He's always been pretty grounded, never been full of himself, and always stayed focused. And there's no change in any of those points.
Good morning, Year 9! You probably won't get that reference, but my name is Slade. I'm here to talk to you just briefly to get you motivated and to really give you an insight into what it is to be a professional rugby player. I am not a professional rugby player myself, so listen to me, don't listen to me, your choice. Yes, I am Seb Slade, the brother of Henry Slade, whatever that means. Yeah, I'm the funnier one, so who's the one who's laughing? Who's the real winner? No, it's still probably him. He's probably still the real winner. Anyway, people often ask me, they say this all the time, they say, Seb, how is Henry, what gave him the raw aggression, the raw motivation to go out and train and become the player he is today? And I said one simple answer every time, it's me. It was either go out and train hard, or stay in the house with this all day. This. Winding him up, irritating him. So, I believe that I've played a big instrumental part in his career, but in all seriousness, he's a very focused bloke, and he didn't get there by any other merit but himself. He was very, very committed, and he was just like you guys at school, just like you guys. He was small, he was turned away from trials because he was too small, and he thought, you know what, get a new rule book. You know what, I'm here and I'm here to stay. So listen to Mr. Summons, do as he says, and you guys just have a great season, and hopefully you can take your careers further. Slade out.
Remember that I only see students mostly in the lower sixth and the upper sixth. And of course I remember students who are very clever. But I do remember students who display modesty in their achievements, who are polite, well dressed, quietly behaved, a gentle sense of humour. I know that Mr. Summons is talking about Henry Slade today, but there are lots of other students who've been in school who have not bragged in any way about their achievements. Ben Proud, for example, who may be going to the Olympics. Lots of our pentathletes and heptathletes don't tell me all of their achievements. And it's wonderful to find out that these people who are so modest and so polite and beautifully turned out with wonderful manners have got this extra depth.